Here you go.
Hi! Happy New Year! 2017. Everyone's getting a year younger again. Oh my gosh. Say hi, little black. Well, I'm going to tell you, there's so much gossip. I don't know how we're going to get it all in one little show, but we will try. If not, we'll just keep talking. If you guys get bored, you just tune out and listen later in the middle of the night when you're really bored, like one of those airplane shows. Pretend I'm an airplane show. All right, so let's start with Mariah. Oh my God! How much gossip can we get out of this? They just milk it, it just keeps on going. No matter how much people talk, they want more. It's like a feeding frenzy. And I don't know, I think it was cool, but I think she's mishandling it. That's what I think. However, hate to tell you guys, I know a lot of people. I happen to have some friends from Los Angeles that were there helping with production, behind stage, and they got the inside gossip. So apparently, when it came time for her sound check, she stood to the side and had someone else do her sound check. Well, I don't know that there's anything wrong with that, but obviously whoever did it dropped the ball or whatever. And then apparently she was interested in drinking a lot of champagne that night. Nothing wrong with that. It's New Year's, let's all celebrate, let's drink the champagne, whatever. Then she goes to perform her Diva Grande self, which she is fabulous. I mean, she's fabulous. Her new reality show is just hilarious. But anyway, so she goes to sing, and she gets busted because the sound screws up and whatever, and of course the lip syncing's going on. Well, who cares if she's lip syncing? I mean, they all do it one time or another. It doesn't mean she can't sing, doesn't mean she hasn't sung, doesn't mean she won't sing again. But a big stage, a big crowd, difficulties with lighting and sound and stage and microphones and the monitors and the rest of it. So they lip sync once in a while. Nobody really cares. But what she should have done is just had fun with it and called herself out on getting busted. But I think she had a little champagne too much, and maybe she wasn't thinking straight, or maybe she wasn't thinking at all, or maybe it never happened to her before, or maybe she was just so shocked she didn't know what to do. But then to make matters worse, she piles on herself. She starts to blame Dick Clark Productions. You don't get to blame Dick Clark Productions. He's too popular. He's been too successful for too long. And ironically, no one else ever happened to have a problem with their microphone, their sound, their monitors, and the rest of it that night. So I just think it was that she mishandled it. I don't think it was a big deal, to me. And then she got mad because on the West Coast, she said they could have cleaned it up for when they played it out there later, but she says they didn't because they wanted to get the ratings up because everyone was going to tune into the quote train wreck. She didn't say that, I did. But the truth of the matter is, had they have cleaned it up, then it would have still been a big controversy. So they were in kind of a no-win situation. And Ben's how there's been so much fake news lately. I thought it was a little bit refreshing, to have some real news for a change, and they didn't try to cover it up. So that's the thing. Well, we love you, Mariah. You're fabulous.
People are saying hello. They love the pillows.
Oh, they love the pillows. Oh, do you guys notice our new set? We've stepped it up. It's 2017. We had more than 2 viewers, so we figured we're entitled. Actually, we are getting record numbers of viewers on this. I'm shocked how many people are tuning in, and I love it. It's just too much fun. Right, little baby?
Everybody says Happy New Year. Happy New Year from Scotland and Ireland, North Ireland.
Well, we have our products coming in the UK pretty soon now from LeahBlack.com. Now, let's go to the next big gossip, the LuAnn Wedding. Now, I've met LuAnn a few times. She's always been lovely to me. I wish everybody well. I hope this happens to be the dream of her life and they live happily ever after. But I'm telling you, I was in LA and I had people calling me from the press saying, you're not going to believe this, but some of the housewives, a couple of the housewives at the show, are calling me trying to give us the inside scoop and interested in selling pictures and stories. And I'm like, well, who? Who? And they wouldn't tell me. So I don't know who, but apparently there were 2 of them. One was calling from the East Coast and someone on the West Coast. And they were trying to, wanting to send pictures and wanting to give the inside scoop on everything. Well, these reporters were basically saying to us, first of all, we can get the pictures on our own. We're not going to pay for them. Secondly, what inside scoop can you have? I mean, unless something really crazy happened and then he walked out and didn't get married, there can't be any inside scoop. I thought it was hilarious that people you think you're friends with come to your wedding and try to call and scoop the press with the details of your wedding. How horrifying. And then on top of that, the other thing is when the news was reporting it, they were like, people were all in a frenzy because they had said, well, don't send gifts, you know, send donations to charity. And then the charity apparently turned out to be or changed into whatever it was to or sick relatives medical. I don't have a problem with that. You know, if someone's sick in your family and you want to help them and you don't want people to give you a gift and you want to give it, I don't think there's anything so tacky about it. But it could be interpreted as tacky if you hold yourself up to be, you know, Miss Manners. But on the other hand, I don't think that was such a big deal. But people made such a really big deal out of it. But the reason they were making a big deal out of it is because they were saying, well, these people are so rich and they had this big $1 million wedding. Well, that's not true either, because I know people were leaking stories that were involved in the production of the wedding and said they were begging, borrowing, and stealing to get everything donated for free because it was going to be in the press. So I don't think it was $1 million wedding. I think you could take a couple of zeros away from that. But who cares? I mean, it's just a lot to do about nothing. But congratulations, live happily ever after. I hope this is all of your dreams may come true. Then,
Happy
the
New
gossip.
Year from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Boy, we are popular around the world, aren't we, little butt? Okay. Now, the Orange County Housewives. There's a big rumor out that was on, I think they were almost Mr. Housewives column or some other column, whatever, that two of the girls, I circled them, Heather and Tamara, may not be coming back. And then they said, well, I think it's just a rumor. Well, let me put your mind at ease. It's a rumor. And the reason I know that is because these girls are not going to give up their 15 minutes. 1 minute sooner than they have to. So if they are coming back, it won't be by choice. I don't think. But let's just see. I hope they all stay and they bring more on. The more the better. But anyway, I like them all. I think they're all cute. I like that show a lot. Okay. Now, back to reality TV. Apparently, there was this Kim D is leaking a story from New Jersey that Envy, Melissa Gorga's shop, is being closed. And I think Melissa said it was a temporary close, and Kim D is saying, oh no, we're having a fire sale with all the Melissa Gorga stuff at my show. And Melissa's tweeting, or they're sending out back and forth, however it went, that Kim D is doing this just to be relevant. Well, she probably is trying to get a little attention out of it. Probably making a little money out of it. Who knows if it's really true? And you know what, Melissa, if the store isn't successful, it's not successful. If it is successful, fine. If not, put it online, you know? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, people go through hundreds of opportunities and some succeed and some don't. And when you fail and you just own it and move on. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think people should try to make her look bad. God bless the girl for trying. I mean, she didn't have to try. Her husband said, I'm happy to support you. You don't have to do anything. And she went out and tried. So I hope it's working. And if it doesn't, I hope she goes online and makes it work. And if not, I don't think that, you know, the vultures should go around her and start, you know, pecking away at her. They're just waiting. People are just standing, waiting for people to fail. Oh my God, they failed. This is so exciting. We can chew on that for a month. Like a bone, a dog with a bone.
Andre Lugo wants to know, do you have products in her store?
In Melissa's store, I didn't. And you know what? If my handbags were in Melissa's store, that damn store would probably be doing very well right now.
He agrees.
Melissa, put my handbags in your store. It'll save your shit. Then we have the gossip of, what's her name? Porsha. I always get them all mixed up. Okay. Porsha's ex-husband apparently sending a cease and desist, accusing her of putting out nude photos about him and not happy that she brings him up on the show. Well, I'm going to say, starting with the show, I would agree. I don't think you should really talk about people on these shows that don't have a platform to really defend themselves that much. On the other hand, he is a public figure, and he probably kind of likes the attention. And as far as the nude photo thing, you know, these people are they're savvy. They're press savvy, which are, when you're at that level, you learn. They know the more they talk about it and the more they say cease and desist and the more legal attention they bring to it, the more attention they're going to get. So how do I know? The guy's nude photo maybe looks like, King Kong with a big dong, and he wants everybody to see it. Who knows? These guys are laughing at me. My big mouth. Now let's go to serious, non-serious news. Oh my God, Megyn Kelly. First of all, I am in shock. She is so biased. She's worked for Fox Noise Network. Everybody knows it's a right-wing propaganda machine over there. I don't have a problem with her. I actually like her. She's a cute girl. She's worked hard. I think she's a lawyer. God bless her. But let's not pretend she's not biased. And then, as a journalist, you don't get to sit on a story that Trump intimidated her, or badgered her, or bullied her, or whatever he did. I don't remember now. It's in her book. You don't sit on that right before an election so you can come out with it right after the election to sell your books. That's not biased journalism. That is selling your books. So I don't have a problem with her being what she is, but you don't get to now claim you're a serious journalist after sitting on serious news and go to work for a network pretending to be a serious journalist. I'm shocked that NBC's and apparently they're paying her huge amounts of money. And by the way, Donald Trump's the one that made her a star. She should be thanking him instead of fighting with him. I mean, that's how I see it. And I guarantee you that book, she's flying off the door because of the whole Trump controversy, which if she were really dedicated to informing the public, she would have told everybody that he bullied her, badgered her, or whatever, harassed her, or whatever it was, before the election, not waited to put it in her book to sell her book later. She just lost a lot of credibility with that. And you know what? There is a time and a place for everything. Get a talk show. Great. Just make it about gossip. Don't make it about real fake news. And then we have all the people that died this year. Oh, how tragic. Just a few big names, the ones you think of right off the bat, the recent ones, Prince and George Michael and Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds and Merle Haggard, the country western star. I mean, there were just hundreds of them. It was just so sad, and you're just holding your breath when you wake up every day that not another big name celebrity died. And, just slap me for saying this, but I mean, I know some people that were so desperate to be celebrities, I'm surprised they didn't go ahead and make themselves die this year just to make that news list. Oh my God. You guys are laughing. They just laugh. Okay. Now let's go to New Beverly Hills. Well, Kyle says everybody there is trying to stay young. Well, newsflash. If you're walking down Rodeo Drive, they're lined up like ducks in a row with the big lips and the full face and the hair extensions and the long nails. Of course they're trying to stay young. That's a Beverly Hills thing. That's what makes it glamorous and fabulous. But Dorit with the panties, I think this has just gone on enough. Pantygate, Pussygate, whatever you want to call it. I mean, and then when she's talking to Eileen, and she says, well, she doesn't remember the conversation about Eileen's mother dying. Well, how insulting is that? You're gossiping about her mom dying and how she didn't tell everybody before the reunion, but you don't even remember having the conversation? I don't know that her name is Dorit. I'm thinking it's Dimwit. I mean, who doesn't remember a conversation like that? And by the way, I mean, she's probably a lovely girl, but she's trying a little too hard. Really stirring the pot a little too hard. It's just not authentic. It's too much. Now, this Sassoon girl that trots in, I picked up good energy from her. I liked her. I thought she was, she seems to have really good energy, and I don't know. Let's see what she does. She's cute. And then how cute is that Van Patten? Oh my God, he's so cute sitting there talking to Eileen, who, by the way, she looks fabulous this year. So there is a lot of tension, though, between that Erica and Dorit. But I got to give Erica credit. She doesn't get down in the minutia. She kind of just puts them in their place. I kind of like it. But anyway, and then for this dimwit Dorit to say, oh, but isn't that a hobby? Well, no, she's got a few albums out and she's performing. I don't think that's a hobby. I think it's a career. I mean, for someone married to someone in the industry, I just don't think you should know better than to make a condescending remark about somebody like that. Not that I don't like you, Dorit, or what's your name, but, and you're probably going to be good for the show because you're stirring it up and you're an antagonistic person, but maybe didn't try so hard, be a little more subtle once in a while, get your little digs in, like what's her name said, you got to snipe drunk from the side or, you know, whatever it is. But don't be so bad about it. But anyway, good luck to you. Hope you're fabulous on the show. Hope you make it for 10 more seasons. Then we had New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve, oh my God, we're going to have to wrap up soon. In New Year's Eve, I went to Pump with my son and my husband and one of my other friends, and oh my God, we videoed the trash and the tramps outside, outside in West Hollywood. I mean, the dog went to sleep. Is he bored? You must be bored. They were drunk, hanging onto the poles. Guys were picking them up off the ground. I mean, I've never seen so many drunks in one block in my life. But then you walk inside this elegant, gorgeous, fabulous Pump. They did an outstanding job putting it together. Ken and Lisa could never be, I mean, Ken and Lisa, there couldn't be nicer to us. They're always lovely, sending us drinks, coming over, getting their picture taken, pictures with the dogs. They're just lovely people. They did an amazing job, and Pump was a smashing New Year's Eve success, in my opinion. But as soon as it was time to go, I was ready to go. So then you get ready to go, and then you go outside and you see all the real world drunks. It was just too much. I videoed some of them. I think we should post some of those drunks hanging on the lamppost, just whirling around, and the boyfriend's picking them up. And you know the boyfriend's going, well, I want to go home and have sex. I guess I'm going to be having sex with a drunk dead woman because these guys are just like all over them, but the girls can't even stand up. I mean, it was just too much. It's just too much. I don't ever remember acting that way, even when I was 18 or 20. Okay, and then you've got your New Year's resolutions. Did anybody make any? We should talk about those next week. Everybody should make theirs.
Someone wants to know what happened with your flight. Did you get the matter still?
Oh, you don't even want to know what happened with my flight. I am going to I'm going to do a whole video on my flight, Bed Bath & Beyond, UPS, and food poisoning from first class. I am going to have to make a whole video on this and post it. I am so sick of the non-customer service today in today's world. When someone buys a skincare product from us, and let's say the pump didn't work right, we just send them another one and say, keep the other one, pop it off, and use it without the pump. I'm sending you another one for free. Oh my God, try to get a $10 credit at Bed Bath & Beyond 17 hours later. I have to tell you the stories. Okay, so you guys have to email us at hello@leahblack.com. Let's talk about our New Year's resolutions next week. You guys can jump all over me for the gossip this week. And then we're going to have some really great interviews this year on our little show here. And we're going to step up our production on the little show. I might actually do my makeup and hair one day, not wear jeans. And then I had a list, which we don't have time to get into, of the top 10 stories of the year. And I'm telling you, I'll just glance at it real quick for you to show you how desperate we are for top 10 stories. Kanye hospitalized, Amber and Johnny Depp's divorce, Michael Strahan's exit from Live, Kanye and Taylor going head to head. How desperate are we for news if these are the top 10 stories? Locky Gate, who's Becky with the good hair? Well, we know who it's not. The reality star robbed at gunpoint. By the way, I heard somebody intruded on Porsha's yard and she pulled it down. No, whose yard? Kenya's yard, and she pulled a gun on them. Only in Atlanta. Oh my God, was it a rifle, a shotgun, a little pistol? I mean, and the guy kicking the door in should be really careful around her. She may mistake him for an intruder. And, you know, blah, blah, people, Angelina and Brad breaking up. So, I mean, these were the top news stories, or some of them. I have time to get into all of them. There's just too much gossip to talk about. So if you had fun, did you have fun? I think the dog went to sleep on us. When the dog goes to sleep when you're talking, you know you're past your time. Oh, and by the way, I heard Real Housewives of Miami, officially canceled, is playing in the UK right now.
Yes.
You know what? I don't understand why people can't just be honest. Like, all these girls are like, oh no, I think it's coming back. I think it's coming back. So they can pretend like they're still fabulous and relevant, which like they ever were. It's not coming back. I mean, it's like if I was fired on one of these shows, I would just say, you know, I was fired. First time in my life I've ever been fired. That's why I've always worked for myself. No one can fire me. But these girls will go, they'll move to another country to say, oh, I didn't come back because I had to move to, you know, Siberia and mine for salt. Anything to say they were fired. Just say I was fired. This is why I got to work for myself. I bet I can't fire myself. Maybe I should. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Noon, Wednesdays, Eastern Time. Lunch with Leah and the baby. Little Black. Tweet us, Leah Black, Miami.